guys, today we are talking about sales pages. Now, not fully how to write them. I will maybe attempt to try and do that video someday. It will probably be like an hour and a half long because sales pages are essays, more or less. I mean, they're long. They can get up to thousands of words. They're long. But if you have these at least 5 essential elements, you can make one good, whether or not you know all the steps in order. But here's what you need to know. Now, first of all, sales pages are the bread and butter of any business. They are the page where you are now asking them to either buy the product or buy the or like hire you, like buy the service. So that's not a landing page. People confuse this all the time. Landing pages are where you're asking them to like opt in for an email or ask them to stay in touch. Like you're asking them to do something. Anytime you are asking someone to get out their wallets, it is a sales page. So sales page is money asking. That's why they are the bread and butter of any business. Sometimes these can be in email form and you're asking them to like, but usually even that link is going to a sales page, which then explains and then gives them buy now option. Anyway, that's what they are. You've seen them if you're on the internet for any length of time. The first thing you need is the big why and or benefit for them to purchase this product or service. Like, what is the biggest benefit they will receive in their lives for buying right now? Now, this is the hardest part. This is out of like the whole sales page is one thing, but finding the biggest and best benefit of all of them that you're going to lead them with to hook them in to read the rest is the hardest part. So expect this part, like the literal hook that gets them hooked in to read the rest of the page, to take, I don't know, at least maybe a few days to come up with. One thing I do for any business owner or copywriter is sometimes I'll write out like 30 different benefits for this product or service and then go through and circle like the best one that I think is the strongest of all of them. That would keep them reading and keep them hooked in, which is tough. That's very hard. Like, I know I'm just breezing over that, and hopefully when I go over how to write sales pages, I'll go into that, but that's the hardest part. That, where most people struggle is that, because sometimes there's a lot of benefits, and there's a lot of ones that are good, which is why the other points are going to matter and tie back in. Sometimes I'll even write a whole page and then go back and write the intro once I have like kind of an idea. It depends. Anyway, the big ultimate why is essential before you can even kind of like hook them in and get them reading. The second thing you need to know is you need a deep understanding of who you're writing to. Now, this takes a lot of time. This takes a lot of deep dives on forums and diving into communities. Like if I was writing for, like planners, I'd be reading through every single one of the reviews on their site. I'd be searching up their hashtags. I'd be looking through all of their social media and looking at comments and making notes of all the benefits that people have with this. And the common denominators of people who are using these things. Now, it's hard, like, of course, it's also hard because, we will use the example of Passion Planner. You can get a discount with my code down below. Being an ambassador is, like, the proudest thing in my life. But, obviously, like, how many people use a planner? Entrepreneurs, business owners, moms, teachers. It is a wide gamut, which is hard. And usually, sometimes you have to go a little generic if it's something like that, but there's some kind of element that usually strings all these people together. Obviously, getting organized, hitting their goals, knowing what you need to do every minute of the day. Obviously, I haven't deep dived into their like community to figure out all of these copywriting benefits, but you need to understand like their fears and their desires. What are they afraid of? Usually things slipping through the cracks. What's their desire to feel somewhat in control of their life and organized and on top of things and not getting fired from their boss and all of these things. And hopefully, you know, as if you are a copywriter, not a business owner, you have these things. Hopefully the business like provides them to you and gives them to you to like customer reviews and X, Y, and Z and surveys that they've sent and data that they've collected. And if they don't, oh God, so many businesses don't, which is why they need you in the first place, because they don't have these things. So you'll have to deep dive and you'll have to figure it out, but you will see common things that will arise, like phrases, things that people mention, why they love it, why, you know, the material, it holds up even if you put 400 stickers in it. Like there's a million things, but you need to understand the mindset of the people you're writing to, or else you cannot write good copy. How I would write copy to 40-year-old male executives at a Fortune 500 company is different than a housewife who needs, like, who's a new mom. I would not write the copy in the same way. So you need to have at least some kind of differentiators, which gets me to number 3, which is you need to actively turn away people who are not a good fit. This is hard, but sometimes there is, like, okay, one of my favorite examples is Ramit. I think he's excellent at copy, and I'm such a fangirl, from I Will Teach You to Be Rich, who, which we'll talk about again in a second, but he turns away people for his main flagship programs who have credit card debt. He says, absolutely not. Here's my other free material that you can use to get out of debt. Go buy my book for $7, you know, on Amazon before you can spend money on my $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 full-fledged course. And if he finds out you have credit card debt when you've joined, you will be banned from all of his products forever. So that is a way that he turns away people. Sometimes you will use very like aggressive certain language of X, Y, and Z to turn people away. Actively turning them away is okay, which is counterintuitive to how a lot of us are like, we want all the sales no matter what, but like getting the sales for people who this won't fit for them, and now you've got all kinds of returns that you're dealing with and refunds, or you just know it's going to be a waste of their time, which is fine if you just want to make a quick buck or whatever, but like figuring out a way to turn them away and make it clear that this won't work for them because of X, Y, and Z is one of the best things you can do to make good sales, low returns. Cool. Which leads into number 4, which is addressing their fears. And once you have deep dived into all of these people and their fears and their hopes and their dreams and their whatever, and like everything you need to write copy, you need to address their concerns right away. Like the thing I was going to circle back to is Ramit Sethi has one of the, I love his copy all the time. You should just go study it always. They're so long, his sales pages, but like, he's really good. Obviously, if you fit into that demographic, there's a lot of people who've emailed me, like, I've read his copy and it doesn't work for me. And I'm like, that's fair, because, like, whatever, like, demographic you're in, like, it may not be for you, so it doesn't. So you need to go find somebody who, like, tickles your little brain in that way and makes you purchase things even when you don't mean to, and study their copy. And, like, why is it working? Anyway, he addresses right off the bat, because his blog that he started when he was in college is called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And he's like, yes, I understand this is the absolute scammiest name that you could ever have. And buying a product, and especially for people who like don't know him, he's like, listen, buying from some dude on the internet with that name sounds like a complete scam. However, I have 2 New York Times best-selling books. Like, you know, and then he addresses it quickly and easily right off the bat. So doing this is essential to guiding them to making the decision to purchase your whatever it is, right? So this can be in the form of your return policy. You know, they're concerned that this may not work for them, so what do you do to address that? And maybe you just say, like, I don't do returns, so you need to be damn sure. But you're addressing it. Just pretending like all of these concerns and these doubts aren't there is the dumbest thing that sales pages do. They just want to act like their product is perfect, or service. is perfect for everybody all the time, which is why you'll start to see diminishing returns on a sales page and low conversion rates, because everybody has concerns before they purchase something. It's just, especially the higher the product price point, you know, no, like nobody's gonna just go buy a Tesla without, I mean, maybe because the brand there is very strong, but without at least like testing the car, figuring out how the screen works, knowing the benefits of it, and like knowing the return policy and what happens when you like run out of a charge in the middle of nowhere, and how many charging stations are there in my city, and all of these concerns that you would have before purchasing and spending giant amounts of money are there. And sometimes people even have reservations about buying like a $20 ebook, which is fair, right? You know, there's a lot of people who need to be wise about their money, and every dollar counts, and every single thing and every single dollar they say. We've all been there. So they have concerns, and you have to address them head on. Don't hide from them. Don't shirk from them. Don't pretend like it's not happening. Just come right out and say whatever the concerns are. And usually as a copywriter, if you're writing for business, you can find these on their site, on their Yelp reviews, on their return questionnaires. You can find it. If you're writing it for yourself in your own business, usually you can find them from customers and clients you've already worked with. But sometimes it's hard, especially if you're just starting out and you're like, hi, I'm a copywriter, please hire me, which is what the sales pages normally say. Like, I'm great. I would love to start to see more copywriters be like, I don't work with blah, blah, and blah. Good luck. I don't do that. And some do, and some of the best do. And I think that's why that they're successful, because then you kind of filter out a lot of these like BS pitches that come into your inbox at a certain point. Side tangent. Okay. Address their fears and concerns. And then the last step is that you need to follow the general formula. It will always depend on the product or service you're writing for, but you need the hook. You need to get them hooked in a little bit with talking to them directly with the biggest benefit that could like help their lives in some way, whatever that is. Grab them immediately. You know, I forget which copywriter it was. One of them said like you need to grab them by the throat immediately, which is like a really aggressive way to think about it. But that's how like in your face it needs to be. Not just like, would you like to find a solution for your money? I mean, you're like, okay, no, click. Even if you do, that kind of generic, boring copy is like, just makes you want to die. So something to hook them in. It's very hard, and you'll probably go through 100 drafts of the hook before you even finish the page. Then you present the solution. You hint at it. You mention it. So I know one of Ramit's giant courses is his Earn 1K course, which is Earn 1K, like a side hustle business or whatever it is. I forget the actual name, but I think that's it. Earn 1K, I think. Anyway, but I know, I've read through the copy a million times because I always just look at it because I'm curious, because he changes things throughout time, and I'm just like, my inner copywriter's like screaming with joy and having too much fun. So, nerd. So he presents the hook of like, wouldn't it be nice to just work like 4 to 5 hours a week on something on the side and have it generate this like income? Like, for a lot of people, $1,000 a month is absolutely life-changing. That's like getting out of debt in X amount of time. That's, going on vacation in X amount of time. That's, and he presents these like, wouldn't this be nice if you could just like work a few hours a week and then just like earn all this money on the side? Of course. There's a lot of like hooks to that, and you have to have a skill that can generate. But anyway, that's the hook. And then he hints at like, okay, well, I have this course that teaches you how to do it, blah, 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 a little bit of information about the course. And then he goes right into all the concerns. Like, what if I don't have a profitable business? Well, we teach you how to find, or like a profitable idea. We teach you how to find one. What if I don't know how to do email marketing? we have a whole entire done for you system of how to do email marketing. So the hook, the solution, hinting at your course or product or service to sell. You need to address those concerns. Then you dive into the specifics of the course, like, okay, you get 8 videos, 1 Facebook group, like the actual like details of what people get. And sometimes I move the testimonials up depending on what it is, or down, or sprinkle them throughout. But you need proof and or testimonials somewhere on there of other people who have confirmed that this product or service or course or whatever works for them and has successfully done so. So the hook, the solution, address concerns, the specifics, and proof testimonials. And you have a very, very, very solid sales page. Even if your writing is subpar, even if you're, still trying to learn, even if you're trying to do X, Y, and Z, that is the general formula for a winning sales page that will do better conversions than not. Okay. That is it. As always, I talked for too long, but I try to keep it under like 30, 40 minutes. So that's it, guys. I don't know how to end videos. Bye.